Hey, people always have a lot of questions when it comes to the subject of funerals. Well, this morning, we're getting the answers for you.
Marianne was with our expert this morning with what you want to know in this situation.
That's right. You want to plan ahead because otherwise it falls on some very sad family members who then have to make decisions that you probably could have made before you passed away to help them out. Philip Stein is the owner and the funeral director with Stein & Sons Cremation and Burial Service in Sacramento. We got a flood of questions.
Good.
We just grabbed a couple of them quickly here for you. You ready?
Perfect.
All
Let's
right.
go.
Let's start off with this one. Sylvia says, I do not want to be embalmed. Is it the law that one has to be embalmed?
Excellent question, Sylvia. California state law says that when somebody passes away, they are not required to be embalmed unless you would choose services that would require it. For example, if you were going to have an open casket visitation, viewing, you are required to be embalmed. If you pass away out of state, for example, and you're going to have your remains sent back to the state where you reside for burial, to cross state lines, you are required to be embalmed as
Some
well.
other people were answering her on Facebook saying then just be cremated is another way to avoid that, I suppose.
If you choose a simple cremation where there's no visitation, no viewing involved, you're not required to be embalmed.
All right. Question number 2. Sylvia, thank you very much for your submission. Michelle says, when a body, an adult body, is cremated, does the entire body fit into the urn or go in the urn, and is it sealed up so it doesn't accidentally spill? We see movies all the time where these things happen. You know, ashes go every place. Does that really happen?
The way the cremation process works, Marianne, it's a combination of heat and flame. The cremated remains, the body, when it's placed in the retort, the cremation machine, it's reduced to the bone fragments, which are then processed down to a fine ash. So basically, it is the entire body, but it's reduced to just the bone fragments that are.
All right. And is it sealed up?
Absolutely.
So you can't get in there and, you know, just somebody can't get in there and mess with it.
Correct. The cremated remains are placed in a sealed bag, and then they're placed in the urn. The urn is actually sealed as well, so if it gets accidentally knocked over, it doesn't spill out.
Good question, Michelle. Thank you. All right, Jackie says, when can you start making arrangements for your own funeral, and how long do you have to pay it off?
The best time to make arrangements for your funeral are now, when you're healthy, wealthy, and wise, and you can make these decisions, and you talk with your family and let you know exactly what you want and what you don't want. With the pre-arrangement, you can make payments ahead of time. A simple cremation, for example, some families choose to pay it all up front, or you can actually make payments over time from anywhere from 6 to 12 months, or for more expensive traditional funerals, 3 years or more.
Okay. And Paula asked a question kind of along these lines. With the prepaid plan, she wants to know, do you have to choose who will service your, I guess, your remains, such as if you pass in one state but the plan is in another, or can you choose when the time comes? Is she talking about which funeral home actually executes your wishes?
Absolutely. I think what Paul is talking about is when you do your pre-arrangements, it's actually done with a specific funeral home or cremation service. We know it's a mobile society. People move, people go on vacation, and unfortunately, if they do pass away in another state, for example, a lot of the pre-arrangements are written on a funeral insurance policy, so we can actually transfer the pre-arrangement policy to the funeral home in the other state, or if you decide to have your services back in your home state, we can make arrangements to have your remains sent back to us.
Gotcha. All right, there you go. A lot of good questions this morning on our Facebook page. Philip Stein is the owner and funeral director at Stein & Sons Cremation and Burial Service here in Sacramento. Thanks for answering
Thanks for
our
having
queries.
me.
We appreciate it. You guys, back to you.